Welcome to Zoe Stories. My BF become my chief. My name is Angelina, and for 2 years, Henry has been my steadfast partner. Together, we've woven a tapestry of companionship, anchored in the solid threads of trust and absolute transparency. Yet, when an obscure truth unexpectedly surfaced, it sent ripples through the foundation of our union, challenging the very essence of our bond. On a day like any other, I found myself sorting through Henry's wardrobe. Between the rows of his usual garments, a peculiar item caught my attention, a swath of silk in the shade of Twilight Secrets, a skirt that seemed out of place in Henry's collection, as he had never been one to embrace such fashion. Unearthing the skirt amidst Henry's belongings was like an unexpected jolt, sending waves of confusion and pain through me. This enigmatic piece of fabric whispered of secrets yet untold. Concealed within the confines of our shared space, it beckoned a storm of questions. As they danced around me, our connection trembled, poised on the brink of the unknown. Thoughts whirled in chaos, ensnared by doubt and pain. The one I held dear, trusted without question, now cloaked in allegations. Henry, my ally, keeper of my secrets, how could he conceal such truths? Rage flooded through me, the sting of deceit deep in my marrow. I emerged from the shadows, facing him as he lounged, indifferent, his gaze fixed on the flickering screen. The skirt, a mute herald of betrayal, dangled before us, its presence an unspoken charge. What is this? My query broke the silence, quivering with incredulity. Henry's eyes darted away, a transient guilt passing over his features, akin to a fleeting twilight shadow. Henry's composure crumbled into chaos at the sight of the skirt in my grasp. His speech faltered, a jumble of frantic words vying for a plausible excuse. Yet, my determination stood firm. I sought transparency. How does one explain a skirt suspended in their wardrobe? Allegations reverberated across the walls. Is this infidelity? Henry's head oscillated wildly, a desperate gesture of denial. No, he faltered. It's not as it appears. My heart broke, reality tilting on its edge. Henry, my trusted ally, had kept showers in his closet. The foundation of our relationship trembled with the burden of his veiled reality. His gaze connected with mine, heavy with remorse, as he braced to unveil the mystery that had stolen his sleep. Apprehension enveloped him, a silent specter, casting uncertainties about my forthcoming response. What was this concealed truth? Its revelation lingered between us, a delicate thread of anticipation. In the ensuing days, a relentless feeling of treachery and confusion took hold of me. The skirt I discovered in Henry's wardrobe stood as a cryptic testament to the clandestine truths he kept. It felt as though I was wandering through a labyrinth with a veil over my eyes. Our subsequent meeting took place in a cozy Italian eatery, bathed in soft lighting, where our glasses danced with ruby-red wine, and the pasta was left untouched. The atmosphere was charged with silent inquiries, and I was determined to challenge Henry, seeking answers to the enigma shrouded by that elusive skirt. As time passed, I wrestled with an overwhelming feeling of duplicity and perplexity. The skirt that emerged from the depths of Henry's wardrobe lingered in my thoughts, a silent herald of concealed truths. Abruptly, the man I believed I understood seemed enigmatic and distant. Our ensuing encounter took place in the subdued glow of an Italian bistro, where we indulged in the ritual of red wine and pasta. With a surge of bravery, I broached the subject with Henry. My words faltered, a quiver in my tone, as I sought his attention. His eyes, filled with worry, locked onto mine. "Annie, what's troubling you?" he inquired, the weight of the unspoken hanging heavily between us. Recently, I chanced upon a skirt tucked away in Henry's wardrobe. Its existence, there was a conundrum. What purpose did it serve in his domain? When I broached the subject, his features transformed. betraying a hint of something concealed, and for an instant, I thought I had stumbled upon a veiled truth. Rather than yielding to admission, he shifted his eyes away, listlessly shuffling his meal across the plate. Desperation tugged at my chest as I urged Henry to shatter the quiet. The heaviness of the unknown loomed, and briefly, I braced for rejection. Yet, gathering his resolve, he lifted his eyes to mine, an unspoken confession finally taking form. Henry's admission took me by surprise, his words quivering with vulnerability. "Annie, I find solace in crossdressing." I grappled with the shock of his disclosure. Crossdressing? It was a confession I had never imagined hearing. His inner turmoil was evident. He was drawn to the liberation and allure that came with donning women's attire. But the shackles of societal expectations bound him, compelling him to conceal this part of himself. I pondered, how should I react? Silence enveloped the space, as if it too anticipated my reply. As Henry bared his soul, my emotions were a whirlwind of bewilderment and thrill. Such intimacy with another's deepest truths was new to me. In that instant, my affection for Henry, with all his complexities, solidified. "Henry," my voice wavered, "I may not grasp everything, but my support for you is unwavering." Tears welled up in Henry's eyes, and gently, he extended his hand across the table to meet mine. In a hushed tone laden with gratitude, he said, "Thank you." His words were few, but they conveyed a depth of understanding and acceptance he had never known before. It was that precise instant that marked the beginning of a new chapter in our bond. We embarked on a journey of open-hearted dialogues, addressing the intricacies of Henry's addiction. I dedicated myself to understanding the nuances of cross-dressing. My commitment was steadfast. I would be Henry's unwavering pillar, offering my support through every challenge, come what may. In the aftermath of our fervent exchange, a whirlwind of doubts clouded my thoughts. My affection for my partner was profound, yet his inclination towards cross-dressing stirred a sense of disquiet within me. In pursuit of understanding, I reached out to my trusted circle, immersing myself in a sea of literature, visual narratives, and digital communities. It was through these open exchanges on cross-dressing that my viewpoint began to evolve, slowly but surely. What previously baffled me unfolded as a genuine avenue of self-expression, a path for people to affirm and articulate their gender identity. This revelation nurtured an acceptance within me, blossoming from a fresh wellspring of empathy and insight. As twilight embraced the sky, the lake beneath took on a golden sheen, mirroring my inner turmoil. My bond with my partner had deepened, yet there was an undercurrent of disquiet. Resolute in confronting these feelings, I chose a peaceful park as our rendezvous. Perched together on an aged bench, we let the soft wind ferry our conversation over the ripples. Inhaling courage, I ventured into the heart of my concerns. I've been reflecting on recent happenings. Having delved into research, I sought to grasp the significance of cross-dressing for him more profoundly. My partner expressed relief and gratitude for my open ear. He shared that cross-dressing was a core aspect of who he is, an expression not to be concealed. Adorning women's attire, he found a sense of beauty and assurance, a canvas for his gender identity. Beside me, my boyfriend's words flowed, painting his journey and feelings. His gaze, alight with fervor and affection, unveiled a tender facet of himself, compelling me to accept it with all my heart. As dusk fell, we sat in the hush of the park, our dialogue stitching together a fragile quilt of empathy. The atmosphere was ripe with the scent of new beginnings, and together we embarked on a journey towards a united future. As time unfolded, Henry and I ventured further into the heart of his cross-dressing discussions, each new insight fortifying the connection we shared. Henry's disclosure of his penchant for feminine attire signaled a transformative moment in our union. Together, we charted a course through this new terrain, guided by the stars of empathy and comprehension. However, even as our connection deepened, the specter of societal stigma and scrutiny lingered, threatening to eclipse the journey we shared. Throughout our journey, Henry and I faced a myriad of challenges that tested the fabric of our relationship. Yet, through every hardship, our dedication stood firm and unshaken. Side by side, we weathered the storms, jointly surmounting each hurdle. As the days passed, our mutual respect and admiration grew, enriching the tapestry of our bond. I came to cherish every facet of Henry, including his affinity for crossdressing. As he became more liberated and self-assured, Henry's true essence shone through. Our affection flourished, steadfast and intense. Hand in hand, Henry and I ventured to a sanctuary for crossdressing, a place of solace where he could indulge in his love for feminine fashion, encircled by a community of support and empathy. On our latest escapade, Henry and I shared a remarkable journey. As we made our way back, the sight of Henry, adorned in his crossdress, radiated sheer happiness and freedom. It signified a deep connection and mutual recognition, heralding the beginning of an evolved bond in our partnership. Henry and I, entwined by profound affection, looked forward to our collective tomorrows with eager hearts. Side by side, we faced life's hurdles with unwavering resolve and heartfelt understanding. Our connection transcended boundaries, a testament to the boundless nature of true love. United, our destinies were interwoven. Thank you for joining us on another captivating journey through Zoe's stories. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tale. Until next time, keep exploring, keep imagining, and keep believing in the magic of storytelling. See you in the next chapter.